Your softness and your vulnerability is your power. It's a strength, not a weakness. There is a misconception that just because you're soft and there's softness in you, or innocence, or pureness in your essence, that you are weak, or that you must not be strong, that you must be naive. But in my opinion, that is very far from the truth. In a world where people fight to hold their masks, to pretend to be someone they're not, to hide their weaknesses, to remain in control in unhealthy ways, ego control. In a world where it's easy not to care about others, in a world where it's easy to just pass judgment onto other people without even knowing them, in a world where everyone wants to fit into this mold of power and strength, and everyone scrambles for it. Remaining in your softness is actually a strength. Remaining true to who you are, authentic, is actually a strength. Knowing how to handle situations, knowing what to do under different circumstances, and listening to yourself, understanding that your softness and having a big heart is not a weakness, that shows a great strength of power. That shows a great amount of power. The wisest thing is knowing where to put your energy, when to use time and energy, especially when it comes to people that have tried to create their own narrative as an attempt of manipulation, especially when it comes to people that have targeted you, especially when people want to make you seem as a bad guy for having boundaries or for reacting to their abuse, to their actions. Knowing how to intuitively manage these things is where your greatest power lies. The greatest strength is knowing where to place your energy, where to invest your energy, where to invest your softness, when to allow softness, and when to restrict it for those that have not proven themselves to be safe. Your body never lies. If you don't feel safe around certain people, that is a sign. If you don't feel fully safe to open up on your own without them having to isolate you or manipulate you, or try to convince you that they're safe in a way that feels that it comes with strings attached. That is why it's important to listen to your body. Not everyone is safe. Not everyone has the emotional intelligence to hold your softness. But as you observe their actions, as you observe their investment into a connection with you, especially when you need them the most or when you're in a vulnerable place, that is what will speak volumes. That is what speaks volumes. If you're someone with a very big and kind heart, but you struggle with boundaries or with understanding people's intentions, make sure to observe their behavior, their patterns. That will tell you everything. That will show you everything. Not everyone is safe to be around. Look for ease in their energy. Look for kindness and authenticity in their energy. Look at their mindset. Look at the boundaries that they place. Overall, not everyone can hold you. Not everyone can hold your kind heart. And that is okay. You got yourself. You are powerful. And you have an incredible amount of strength to remain soft when the majority of people are scared to be vulnerable or soft. Choose to be around people that have the emotional intelligence that is needed in connections. Choose to be around people that choose to be a star, a light in other people's lives, regardless of what they've been through, regardless of the way that the world has tried to shape them, regardless of their hardships, regardless of the pain that they've been through. Going through pain and choosing to remain soft, regardless of everything, is a strength. The greatest strength. One of the greatest strengths. Choosing not to act the same way that those that have hurt you and spread your pain takes courage. It takes bravery. I want you to know that you are not your pain. You are not the way people have judged you to be. You are not the narratives of other people's projections. You are not your past. You are not your past actions or your mistakes. And you are not unworthy. You are inherently worthy. And I want you to remember that. The way other people treat you is a reflection of themselves. It's not a reflection of your worth. It must not be internalized. Be kind and soft, but hold your boundaries. Decide what your boundaries are. Listen to yourself, and you'll find your boundaries. Listen to yourself, check in with yourself, and you'll find what you need. Listen to your intuition. When you have a very kind and sweet heart, you have to think about it this way. The best way that I can put this is think about your heart being this precious heart. I get this imagery of a gold light emanating from it. It's so precious that it must be handled with care. It's so precious that it must be handled with gentleness. And so, if you're seeing a heart that needs to be handled with gentleness and care and kindness and tenderness, you need to know when to put some bars for those that don't care to poke at it and make it bleed. Even if you don't think that that's your greatest gift, having a precious heart, it is. Don't let other people's voices, projections, and narratives tell you that your heart doesn't deserve to be handled with care, because it does. Even if you have been to a point where you've let it cloud your mind and your heart and your judgment, even your own perception, that doesn't mean that the heart is not kind, that the heart is not precious. It still is, regardless of other people's opinions. They see life through their own lens. So if they can't see you, why would you try to convince them to take the lenses off? Especially with people that want to keep the lens on, make you the bad guy, hold on to ego, hold on to seeing you a certain way, because they refuse to see themselves fully, because they refuse to see their own projections, whether that's envy, jealousy, control, whatever the projection is. You cannot convince them to take the lenses off, and you should not waste your energy on that. Make sure to protect yourself and protect those with genuine, kind hearts as well. We need more people like you.